Charleston, Charleston, Charleston. First of all, like always, I want to give praise and blessings to the Most High. And I want to wish everybody out there, unintelligent and intelligent, because God, he allows the sun to rise on the fool as well as the blessed. So Charleston, somebody told me, because I don't watch your videos, so let's clarify something real quick. Let's get something understood. You made a lot of accusations. You say I lost my building because I was on dope. No, the lease was up, and I was being sent back on a violation. So there was no use in keeping the building open when the lease was up. And I went back on a violation. But there's just so much that I've heard that you said, disrespecting my children, because ignorance won't allow an individual to speak from a factual basis. Everybody has truths, but there's but one fact. And so everybody has their different definitions of what the truth is. Everybody has their belief of what the truth is. And y'all have to excuse me. I'm quarantining right now. You see the stars and stuff on the ceiling. I'm quarantining right now because of COVID. So there's a few things I need to get clarified. First of all, hey man, I applaud you on being a highly influential and paid rat, because that's what you are. It's nothing new for individuals that are versed and understand anything. And I'm just not going to sit here and make a bunch of slanderous conversation. I'm going to deal with the facts of things. Okay. First of all, Islam is one of the fastest growing religions over the world, and it's almost 2 billion Muslims in the world. There's over 80 million Muslims and white Muslims in Russia. There's 40 to 50 million Asian Muslims in Indonesia, China. There's Muslims in all different countries. Islam, first of all, Islam means peace. Muslim means one who submits. Islam is not alienated to one group or one color of people. And you're totally misconstrued when you start speaking about running around with these white girls saying assalamu alaikum. Well, there are quite a few people from different nationalities who, by the blessings of the Most High, have been favored to give shahadas to, but they're not white, so you're inaccurate on that. You see, ignorance doesn't allow an individual to see past the basic perception. So you speak from an ignorant perspective. I seen you coming down looking like Mr. Rogers, putting your shoes on and showing your big screen on your TV. What does having a big TV have to do with anything? What does having a big house have to do with anything? And you're wrong again about me not having a place to stay, have my own home. It's just I'm not broadcasting my business, or what am I doing out in the public? So let's unwrap a few things that you spoke about, because what I don't understand is for someone to be in such a position of prestige or stature, why somebody who you consider to be a dope fiend or somebody who you consider to be insignificant is creating so much problems in your life. I'm speaking from truth, brother. The only reason I even got up and said something is because of the danger that your mouth is creating for people from Texas. You said that you was going to call my PO and tell my PO, see if my PO, if I can be around gang members. First of all, these brothers called me from Zoom, and they came down here to resolve an issue, to create peace. Nobody came out here. You say I put a green light on you. See, this is what I mean. And I kind of figured that you would take the approach of police tactics. But see, I've been quarantining. I'm at the house. And for the record, brother, I don't want anything to happen to you other than what the universe and God feels like, you should see fit to have in life. What I did say and what I will say is that all people, whether you're using drugs, whether I'm using drugs, whether a person is out in the streets, whether a brother's hugging the block, whether a sister's on the corner, I will, Davion. All people, it's inevitable that individuals, whatever type of energy you put into the universe, it has to return to you. So nobody escapes anything that they do at some point in time. It comes back to you. And let me explain that a little bit for you to understand from an elementary perspective, because obviously it's got to be something that you are very upset about that I said that has struck a chord with you. The things that you are saying. So let's unpack this. This is about gang members, from my understanding. And this is about the debate whether your followers and the people who've been getting at me talking about, man, how can you support gang members? And, he ain't saying nothing wrong. He's trying to stop gang violence or trying to stop people from joining gangs. It's the absolutely most absurd and ignorant thing that I've ever heard in my life for people who are on the front line out here really actually trying to change something. Do you intelligent people who are making this argument about Charleston White, about his effectiveness in stopping gangs or stopping people from joining gangs? This is just what I want to just ask you from it. I just want you to take time to take time to answer this question. Do you truthfully believe that the approach that entertainment and disrespecting people and calling individuals and saying F this and F that and you niggas ain't doing nothing and I'll send the police, you really think that that's going to be a viable solution for us in our black communities in the state of emergency that we in? I mean, y'all truthfully believe that this individual should be considered someone who should have some solutions to lead our people who are in their communities? Y'all truthfully believe that? I mean, one thing about entertainment, but I don't think that Kevin Hart is somebody who could come in my community and change the conditions of what's going on with my youth who are lost. They're not people that you should just throw away. People in the streets who have made mistakes shouldn't just be thrown away. What you should do is be more strategic and send individuals who have the opportunity, who've been experiencing things, who can actually reach them. So let's do it from this perspective. Let's take a historical, analytical approach of this. Okay, let's use our civilized minds for a minute. And if you notice, I haven't cussed you one time. I know you're a coward. I know that you're gonna speak from a distance and you're gonna do just what you did. And I'm gonna call Abdul Chappelle's parole officer or his probation officer and see if we can get him violated and sent back to prison. I expect that. You are an informant. You work for the federal government. And anybody who understands people that are feared, like Jesus, they think that actually can bring about unification in our community. Of course, they are going to try to lock those people up. Of course, they're going to try to keep those people locked down. Of course, they're going to try to separate those people from the people in which those individuals have come to unify. But see, I'm in my best right now, bro. See, you caught me at the best time in my life. You can come get a gallon of piss from me every day, Charleston, and you can watch me piss if you want to, so that you can know that it's not nobody else's piss. See, you caught me in the most rarest form on the planet, and I serve something greater than your big screen TV or your house. See, to whom is given much is required, brother. And heavy is the hat. Heavy is the hat. Heavy is the hat that the king wears. See, you in a position to utilize your platform to actually make some difference with individuals. But you so petty and you running out of energy. See, the devil can only fuel you so long. See, I've heard individuals make all kind of excuses for you. Man, yeah, I know he be saying a lot of crazy stuff, man, but he be saying some intelligent stuff too, man. And brother, well, you got to choose sides. Man, but he got the plug with them devils. Excuse me. He got the plug with them people, man. He can hook you up. So I'm supposed to overlook integrity. I'm supposed to overlook anything that an individual says that's disrespectful to all forms of people that are putting people in danger. You are putting people in danger with your mouth. I'm not doing anything to you, brother. I don't wish anything but the best for you, bruh. And if you heard the post, I said that anybody who's ever at any point in time has benefited from you. Y'all excuse me, I'm looking like kind of rough because I'm quarantining. Tested for COVID, I'm quarantining. But excuse me. Bruh, if anybody has benefited from your association and their life is better based on as a result of meeting you, praise be to God. But does that mean that you're still not a highly paid dissenter and informant and somebody who is doing a great deal of damage and division in our communities? See, I'm boots on the ground. See, you talking about the past. You talking about things that have taken place in the past that I'm very proud of. You're not ashamed. I know many of people who have overcome addictions. I know many of people who are battling through addictions right now. Some of them won't say it. Some of y'all drinking, popping pills and smoking something right now while you listening. But see, an individual's circumstances don't determine your destiny or your fate, brother. But anyway, let's continue to move forward with this conversation. Because I want to educate everybody on something, and I want y'all to think real hard about what it is that I'm talking about. Because if we are talking about distinguishing or discernment in leadership, what is effective and what is ineffective in helping our children, because this is about helping our children stop killing each other. This is about helping the self-destruction of our communities. This is about figuring out reasonable pathways out of poverty so that our people can have something better to do. But we have to first educate our people. And why are our people in the conditions that they're in? This is why I created in the first place the Toxic Culture course. See, Charleston, while you bumping, you have to remember when I met you and I gave you this book, Chronicles and Memoirs of an Original Gangster. Remember when I gave you this book and you took this book and you read it, and then I gave you some programs? Let me explain something. You talking about I'm broke and I don't have... Charleston, do you see what these books say at the top of these books? They say Chapple Publishing. Do you see this? This ain't just no piece of paper. The white folks didn't give me this. That's one. This is two. This is a matter of truth. This is three. You see that says Chapple Publishing at the top? This is Resurrection of a Dying Breed. I suggest you brothers out there in the streets who are trying to get yourself together, try to get you a copy of this. But this is the fourth book. This is the fifth book by my homie Johnny Johnson out of Compton. He died, may his soul rest in peace. These are just 5 out of the 6 books that I already had published when I met you. Okay? That are selling on Amazon.com right now. But listen, anybody who has any sense and understands what it is that we fight, and see, me and you are on two totally different spheres of a spectrum. This is why we'll never be able to relate, because your vibrations are too low to even understand what it is that I'm speaking about. Because you work for a different cause. I think it was John 8:41 when they said that we do not understand. When the disciples came up to Jesus, well, not the disciples, the people came up to Jesus and they couldn't understand his speech. He said, you cannot understand my speech because you're not from my father. You are from your father, the devil, and he was alive from the beginning. We don't work for the same causes, brother. I'm not in this house. I've had 4 or 5 bedroom houses. See, the things that you are fascinated with, I had when I was a teenager. And I understand as I've gotten older, the value in life and the value in experiences. And so I try to share my experiences, and we ain't even got to the lesson yet. Right now, I'm just talking to you because at any point in time that you want to get on a podium or you want to get face to face, which I know you don't want to do, because I don't mean any harm to you. I have better things to do in life, like try to figure out reasonable ways to get our children off the streets, trying to provide homes for the homeless teenagers that I've been doing. Trying to provide successful programs like financial literacy and construction classes to teach these individuals how to build houses and how to become self-sustaining individuals themselves. This is what we're doing. We're not talking about it. And even in my worst condition, let me tell you something, Charleston. Even in my worst condition, I was 70% better than you at your best. Did you get that? Let me slow down so you can catch up. See, I ain't never been paid. I don't got no price tag on my back, bro. Them people can't come give me some money and tell me to demoralize myself, to sit out there and act an ignorant buffoon, to be a fool and a court gesture and a minstrel in order for me to get some views and get some money. You've been paid by them people. I mean, all you got to do is Google it, highly paid informants. They pay informants well. And then you got the nerve to sit here on the camera and disrespect my family, my people? Because that's the only thing that you can resort to. What have I said? Rewind this when you finish. What have I said that has demeaned your family? What have I said that has been disrespectful or cussing towards you at any point in time? You know why? Because I don't have to use any of that profanity or that ignorance to get my point across, brother. You out your lane. You still in a lane. I'm in a hovercraft. I'm not even on the concrete, bruh. I'm hovering over everything that you're talking about because, see, I'm at peace. I'm passionate about what I'm speaking about because I'm just so confused at the state of ignorance that we in that people to even take you seriously. This is about effective and ineffective leadership. This real conversation is about who is doing what that's helping our communities. When people had their children, they call you, Charleston? When individuals are having incidents in the streets and they're trying to put out fires so there's not any retaliation, do they call you, Charleston? No, they can't call Charleston. No, first of all, you're a coward. You don't have no real relations to anybody. Secondly, you've disrespected so many people from all nationalities. How is anybody gonna tell somebody that they not a Crip or not a Blood when these people have been dedicating their lives to something that they believe in? And let me get on the point of Crips and Bloods and GDs and Vice Lords. Let me clarify something and make it very clear to everybody out there real quick. While y'all quick to judge black people because of the mistakes that they've made, I want you to listen very clearly. This nation, America, came over here allegedly. Let me say that again. America and the people that came over here wiped out the natives. These individuals came over here to this country because they said they were being oppressed by the King of England. I want you to listen, and I need you to listen very clearly. It took America 300 to 400 years. Rape, murder, pillage, slavery, some of the worst, heinous crimes that the world has ever seen. The worst Holocaust that the world has ever seen. It took them 400 years after relieving themselves from the oppression of the king. It took 400 years. Let me go back. Up until the Emancipation Proclamation that took place in 1863. Do you dig it? I want you to listen and understand, homeboy. From 1619 to 1863, I want you to just understand something. I just want you to follow me real quick. Because you ain't got nothing intelligent to say. You're a platform. You need to stay in your lane because you're an entertainer. And I'm not mad at you in the sense of wanting to do anything to you because the universe is about balance, bro. It ain't about black or white or Christian or Muslim or Jew or good or bad. It's about balance. And whatever you put into the universe is inevitably going to turn around and come back. That's just balance. But you have to understand science and the elevation of that and tap into your pineal gland, which you probably don't understand, bro. Since 1863, it took this nation 300 and something years for them to learn that raping people and enslaving people and beating people and torturing people was wrong. I want you to listen and understand something, boy. From 1863 to 1964, it was what we had 100 years of what you call Jim Crow laws, which was the same thing as slavery. Uncivilized treatment and behavior of our people. There's an accumulation of things that got our people into the condition that they are in right now. 1964, the civil rights, Dr. King, who you disrespected. Dr. King did what he had to do, and the movement of the civil rights movement got us civil rights to an extent. 1968, the Fair Housing Act, when they stopped redlining districts of housing. 1971, they declared a war on drugs and our people. But let me tell you something. The birth of the Crips and the Bloods came from a revolutionary movement that had taken place in the 60s. But it took America 300 and something years before they even understood that hanging and raping and enslaving people was wrong. So you expect our people, who just came up out of 400 years of oppression, to get it right in less than 70, 80 years? You knocking people and kicking people because they down because right now we bumping our way on a process of learning how to nation build? Oh, you got it wrong, brother. The Crips and the Bloods and the GDs and the Vice Lords, they not gangs. They just lost their way just like any other nation, just like America. They are people who come from oppression conditions, who have lost their way, who are in a dark situation. Because make no mistakes, the drugs and the things that have been put off inside our communities, we didn't bring them in there. They came by way of people like you. Negroes who were used in our community to act like, entertain, keep our minds distracted from the real truth of what's taking place, real viable solutions that take place in our communities. We were so distracted by watching you laugh and dance and shake, we didn't see that you were giving access to the devil in our communities. See, you got the game twisted, but you got the right one. I don't mean no harm for you, brother. I didn't call nobody down here to tell them to do nothing. Brothers came, heard about me through a sister, and said, man, what's going on with this dude? I said, man, I don't know. And they spoke to me directly about the tension that your mouth was creating for Texas people across in California. And now everybody out laughing, get off his piece. Get off his piece. Some of y'all secret lovers with the dude, I guess. I don't know. See, real viable solutions. Real viable solutions are solutions that you create to implement inside your communities to help your youth. Real viable solutions are things that you put together that are in the best interest of uplifting and creating programs to help your youth. Real viable solutions, this is what men do. And women, this is what real individuals do who are trying to make better conditions. You see that, boy? See, you had to take the program that I gave you with my book down somewhere in Houston and give it to somebody else in order for them to help you. When I gave you this book, you remember reading it. You quoted it verse for verse. You had to take my information down somewhere else and get somebody to build you a program. But see, this is the blessing that God has given me. He's given me the ability to write and project into the universe. All you talking about, that nigga old fake Muslim, you ain't got no house. You had your daddy's truck and, bruh, is that all you got? I'm on quarantine right now, bruh. But I mean, Charleston, 3109-273580. 3109-273580. I'll make myself available if you want to talk to a brother. I really have much to say to you. I mean, I know the phone's going to be monitored. You just got up here on Facebook or wherever you was at and said you was going to call my probation officer. I don't care about you calling my probation officer. I don't care. I ain't said nothing to you. And let me tell you something, bro. I expect for those people to be on my back because anybody who has any understanding about real leaders in our communities, they've always tried to suppress. They've always tried to create demise of real leaders in our communities. But let me tell you something, Charleston. See, what God gave me, what my universe gave me, what instilled in me. See, we didn't raise, this ain't no chop the head off and the body fall. See, we raised a nation of leaders. There's a nation of brothers like myself who think like me, bruh. See, we've studied our enemies. And what I mean by enemies, I'm talking about individuals who do not believe in the equality and the equity of all people. See, you can't trip me up with no words. You can't make me upset and make me because you sitting over there disrespecting my people from a distance. That's what cowards do, man. That's what cowards do. You come downstairs, put your shoes on. Man, do you see the size of that TV? What that TV gonna project to you? What that television gonna tell you? I thought I taught you that when I taught you about images, boy. You remember when I taught you about images? He who controls images controls minds. You remember that, Charleston? He who controls minds is worth little or less about how big your TV is, how big your house is, how big your bank account is, how many homes. But you control perception of you. I can control your destiny before you know what your destiny is yourself. What do you see when you look in the mirror now, Charleston? What do you see? A successful Toby, a successful snitch. Somebody who can prance around individuals like you are some type of miracle on your feet. But you bashing the very people that we trying to help. See, I ain't gonna turn my back on where I come from. The reason why you don't have no love for individuals in the streets, the tribes in the streets, and let me reiterate that so that you can understand, is because you never was about the streets in the first place. I never cut my ties to brothers that I'm trying to bring out a hole in that fire. Never cut my ties with that. Can't nobody stop me from speaking to people. And brother, let me explain something to you. It wouldn't make no difference if they incarcerated me, because I'm going to do the same thing in prison as I do out here. Wherever God goes and sends me, that's where I am. And I'm going to speak his truth. And I'm going to try to unite individuals anywhere I'm at, bro. I don't fear none of that. But you caught me in my best form, bro. Clean as a whistle, man. I can sell some piss now. Excuse my language for y'all. Anybody want to buy some? It's successful and it's clean. Let me explain something to you, brother. The wrong conversations that we're having in our communities is about brothers with their pants down. The wrong conversations that we have in our communities about these little young niggas, these youngsters don't listen to nobody. They ain't. No. They're in that condition for a reason. And we have the solutions to that. You just mad because you don't. You just mad because you've never been accepted amongst your people. You just mad because the individuals that you're speaking bad about for your people, and when I say for your people, for the people that you hired by, that's why you're speaking bad about it. That's why you're creating confusion, because you're told to do that. But bro, you got the right one. And like I said, I am not in any form of fashion intimidated or scared about you talking about calling my PO, because, if that's what God intends for me to be, if the universe intends for me to be in there, I can't fight that. That's inevitable. But I've said nothing threatening to you. I'm just speaking truth and facts, and I don't bar none of that. That's why I went to jury trial in the first place. Do you dig that? Only 2% of the entire country goes to jury trial. 98% of the people that's in penitentiaries are in there by plea bargain. I'm a part of that 2%. Do you understand that just like I stood tall in these streets, I stand tall in them courtrooms? I'm a man. Do you understand that? Charleston white? And you bragging about pulling your pieces. Anybody who's watching you, man, see, you got a lot of that ain't mine. But when you go to disrespecting my daughters, disrespecting the sisters that's around me because they practicing Islam, because they found peace within inside themselves, because they submit and pray 5 times a day. And bro, I'm a spiritualist, so you don't even understand who you talking to. I don't even believe in entitled beliefs and forms of religion. I understand them because I've been through them. And I respect them greatly because all different beliefs have some form of truth. But when you speak out of ignorance, fuck Farrakhan, fuck the Nation of Islam, fuck the Muslims, fuck the Christians, fuck Dr. King, man, man, anybody who overlooks somebody who is in the middle of our house while our house is burning down, and you got a water hose full of gasoline just pouring it all over the house while we trying to put it out. That's sad, man. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, boy. You have created a new level of Tobyism. When you Google Toby and what's your name, boy? What's your name? You ain't no Kunta Kinte. When they put Toby's name in Google, your picture ought to pop up. You have some respect amongst informants. You ought to be the highest paid one amongst them all. And that's you, not me. I didn't put you in that position. You're the one running around here talking about you gonna call, tell me the address to them Crip niggas in California, and I'll call the feds and send them to the door for. Brother, we can eradicate drugs and we can eradicate the destruction in our communities without bringing in people in our business. You just don't have the type of temperament, nor the type of intelligence, nor were you sent here for that purpose. See, we don't need the people to come in and take those people that you're talking about, that's somebody's father. That's somebody's son. Them is somebody's uncles. Them same dudes that you talking about, fuck, they got kids. Them Asian brothers and sisters out there that's been die hard when you talk about California niggas don't respect Fort Worth or Texas outside of their nation. Ain't nobody thinking about that level of ignorance no more, man. Community Revolution in Progress or Community Revolution in National Party Service, it is a movement. When they've come in and they've destroyed brothers like Bunchy Carter, they've destroyed brothers like George Jackson, they've destroyed brothers like Huey P. Newton, they've destroyed brothers like Fred Hampton, they've taken brothers like Matula Shakur and Assata Shakur because they were fighting for the liberation and equality of our people, man. But your ignorance is at such a level, man. This will be probably, I can't say it's going to be the last time because it's, you put yourself on my target, bruh. You put yourself on my target list. I'm not talking about a physical target. Bro, I will shut you down when it comes to verbalizing the truth and manifesting what's truth and what's falsehood in our communities. What's in the best interest and what's in it. You are perfect, brother. Because you are exactly what our youth and what our people need to see is the example of what not to solve the problems in my communities. You are the exact perfect model for what not to do. So if any of you individuals out there are taking a model of listening to somebody who feels like they can disrespect the people who they're trying to stop from gang banging or trying to stop from shooting, this is the exact model of what you don't need to do. Understand that? You know, what's crazy is that if you understand that, y'all go check out the FBI's Dirty Tactics, Dirty Tricks book. Google it. Google COINTELPRO. Why don't y'all utilize some information and get yourselves educated about what it is that's exactly going on right here. I have people calling me, man, what's going on between you and Charleston, man? Why y'all going back and forth, man? Y'all ought to be bigger than that, man. That brother, I understand what. No. See, because you ain't had nobody knocking on your door all night. You ain't had them kids. I had a 24-hour facility. 3 of them. I opened up 3 24-hour facilities. Never no sleep. Because it don't make no sense for us to have facilities or so-called places that help people in our communities and they close 5 or 6 o'clock. 5, 6 o'clock, the problems just now start off inside our communities. See, you speaking way out of your level. You speaking way off, bruh. And the only thing you can sit up here, oh, that dope fiend nigga, oh, that nigga can't stay out of prison, you's a loser. Man, are you serious? Are you serious? This is the only thing that you can come with. Have you seen my works? Even in my worst condition, I was 70% better than you at your best, bruh. I spoke with thousands of kids, bruh, before I met you. I've been lecturing at colleges before I met you. Understand that. And me going back to prison, I'm thankful. Brother Malcolm went to jail several times and went to prison and came out. Listen, bro, your tactics are simple and unintelligent, bro. You're a clown. I like Kevin Hart, but I wouldn't want Kevin Hart to be the individual that comes up with the plan to try to save my people in my streets. I can't let that go. That's where I come from. I come from amongst Crips and Bloods, and GDs and Vice Lords, the tribes that will be the protectors of our communities one day. There will be the individuals that secure and protect us from the destruction like they was originated for in the first place. No. We don't need anybody who believes leaving people behind. See, that's why Harriet Tubman is a perfect example for that. When then people start, oh, I can't leave the plantation. That's what I can't leave, Master. Master say we supposed to talk like this. We're not supposed to identify. Brother, we ain't with that. We're not with that. We're not going to leave nobody behind, bro. We got people that are suffering from mental problems. We got people that are suffering from addictions. We got people that are suffering from a lot of things that 400 years of oppressive conditions have created in our communities. And you're going to tell me we're supposed to abandon the very people who are trying to come out from amongst 400 years of oppression? Why? Because you got a big screen TV? Oh, y'all come on over here on the other side. Let's talk and send people over there and go get our people. Tell them, the house nigga, go get them people. Go get them people over there. They ain't listening to how it's supposed to be. Those people are frustrated because they living in oppressed conditions, man. There's no reasonable path out of poverty, bruh. People don't gang bang and rob and sell dope just because they want to. But people like you out of touch. You don't have no real reasonable, viable plan to help our people, so you want to sit around and talk about them. And anybody who supports that, that's on you. But before y'all talk anything about me, go do your research and your history. When this city was called Murder Worth, when it was popping at its worst, when I was on the front line back then, who is it? Who is it that God allowed to unify Crips and Bloods in Fort Worth? And why do you think Crips and Bloods in Fort Worth would even listen to me sitting in a tank and talking to them about peace? 48% of crime reduced based on the truth that God allowed us to establish. Charleston, white. What was you doing at the time? From a musical perspective, I had one of the first independent record labels, Guerrilla Records, that was even in here. Half this city right now was on my record label at one point in time. And I taught them how to run record labels, how to run studios, how to get their own. What are you talking about, Charleston? What are you talking about? Your claim to fame is being a black Republican and being a puppet and being a proud snitch? That's what your claim to fame is. But let me dismantle something for you individuals that want to bring the Republican conversation to this, because I don't care nothing about no political parties. But let me just explain something so that you can shut that up too. You talk about being the party of Lincoln. The Republicans back in the day, the Democrats was the, yeah. You got some of that truth. You got some of that truth, but that's like wrestling, bro. They both kick it with each other. But let me explain something to you. Lincoln didn't sign the Emancipation Proclamation and free us for the sake of humanity. He freed us to save the Union. Because if one more state would have voted in favor of us staying slaves, we would have stayed slaves. So you're incorrect on what you stand on. None of it makes no sense. You got the right one. I told you don't want no smoke, boy. You stay in your place and stay over there safe. Hey, and my PO's name, Andrew Schwartz. Call her. I ain't said nothing wrong to you because I'm trying to stop violence. I'm trying to stop these young people from the streets from trying to show them the value within inside themselves so that they can do better than we did. They don't have to make the mistakes that we did. And I'm thankful for my addictions, going to prison and everything else, because I understand their addictions. I understand the feelings that they have. You can't understand that. So you stay on over there in your safe spot. And when I get off this quarantine in this little room right here, I'll holler at you, make myself available to come and talk like civilized men at any point in time, or we can get on a podium and we can debate it from an intelligent perspective back and forth. But you ain't got nothing for me because you don't have no substance, bro. You done sold your soul a long time ago. I got mine. I'ma holler at y'all. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourselves and make sure you wear your mask and keep yourselves out of these crowded gatherings. This COVID is real. I got it. I'm sitting over here with it. Y'all take care of yourselves. Peace and blessings be upon you. And peace and blessings be upon you too. You know, because God, he rises the sun on the fools as well as the wise. So take advantage of the blessings and mercies that God has given you, the sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch, and your abilities to be able to walk and think and correct. Before y'all say anything that's negative about what I'm saying, I'm not attacking. Go listen to what he's saying and then come back and listen to what I'm saying. You make your judgment. Because what we're doing, regardless of what he's talking about, we're providing viable means for our youth to get off the streets. And we don't need to call the police and the feds to come get it. We just need to have the courage to go get our kids off the streets and have the courage to have those conversations with individuals who've lost their way. Because at one point in time, I thought you said you had lost your way too. All that was made up. Peace and blessings be to all y'all. I'm going to holler at you. 7-star General, United Hoods of America. I said 7-star General of United Hoods of America. We're in 21 states, bringing distribution music from Build a Better Hood to viable programs that are doing things in our neighborhoods rather than sitting up in a safe place talking about it. Nice TV, though. Holler at you.